Hello. I think now I should be audible. So let me wait for a couple of minutes so that a few more members can join and we'll start the session. Okay. So I think we can start the session. So it's around 7:32. Well, so just to summarize in the previous sessions, I think we have covered session 1 to session 4. We had gone through the basics of master CAD course. In that we covered the tool called SolidWorks. Okay, so in that we started with the basics, SketchUp workbench and the part modeling, and then we went ahead with the a kind of advanced part modeling and then the patterns. Okay, these all things we had covered in the previous sessions, and today in the session 5 I'm focusing on SolidWorks again. So in that we'll be covering the most advanced topic, that is the design changes and the errors. How do we need to solve the errors if you face any while doing the modeling activities? Okay. Well, so without wasting time, we'll just get into this. I'll just switch to SolidWorks user interface. Yeah. So now, one of the advanced option of the SolidWorks is you can directly explore the files from the file explorer. You just need to navigate the file location where you have placed it. I'm having it here, and this is my file. You can even have the preview here. And if you just if you want to open them, you just need to double click on this, so it will get open. I could see the file is asking me for the rebuild option, means I need to update this. I'll just click on rebuild. Okay, now you could see I have the what's wrong window which is popped up and it is showing me everything. But if you're a fresher or if you're a beginner to this particular uh, the software SolidWorks, this might be difficult to understand. So let me just close this at the moment and I'll take you through how we can exactly solve this. Okay, now there's an auto pin option. You can just pin it up here if you wanted to keep it uh, as it is, and if you want to hide it you can just unpin this option so that it can just go to hide mode whenever it is not used. Well, so now the first topic of the session today is to deal with the uh, repairs. Okay, you could see it is showing me there are a lot of errors in the models. Okay, starting with the error, and do we have the warnings? Now the first question comes in mind is, do we need to solve the errors first or we need to solve the warnings? Or do I need to start from the first error or do I need to start from the last error? How do we decide it? Right? So for that, what I could recommend you is always start from the first error which you have it in the model. Why I'm telling, because is if you solve the first error, it might even solve the most of the errors in the model. So instead of focusing on each and every error from the bottom, better focus from the first one in chart. Yeah, there's nothing wrong in it. Now these are the warnings. What they're telling is these are okay, means I can accept the model with the warnings. I can run this model. They are pretty fine, but you can even remove it. Okay, it's mandatory to remove it, but the model is fine with the warnings. But error must and should you should clear. Okay. Now we'll focus on the first error. How do we focus? You can just, if you want to see this one, you just need to click on this feature, and it shows here the sketch contains an open counter. This is one way, or else you can simply right click on it and you can just select this option, that is what's wrong, and it shows uh, the exact issue with the particular feature or the tool which you are using. Okay, I'm creating the boss extrude here, and with that I could see the description. It shows the sketch contains an open counter. In short, my sketch has some open regions that I need to fix, then only it might work. This is what it is telling. So now my question would be, what is the issue here? Is it with respect to the feature which I used, or else the sketch which I had used for the feature. In short, in the description it is telling the sketch contains an open counter. It is related to sketch in short. So without worrying about anything, if you directly go to the sketch and simply edit the sketch, and now how do I identify where is the issue? Visually, if you just try to find it up here, you could see there are some extensions which is not at all necessary for the model, and I could see here there's an open counter, but sometimes it might be difficult to rectify this. So what do we do in that case? So there's an option called repair sketch, and if you just select this option and if you try to run it, it shows if you have the issues. If it is not, then it won't shows, but sometimes it will. Right now we can see it visually, it is not showing any issues, but it's fine here. Okay, now what I need to do here is, first thing is I need to close this particular counter. What are the ways? You can simply drag and drop it. This is one way, or else you can hold the control and select the 2 points and make it coincident. That is also fine. Now you could see that region also, it's gone, there's no issues. Now here we have the issue. I need to trim here, right? So if I can just press normal to view, it is tilting because it has the top and bottom reference it is taking. No issues. I'll use the trim tool. I'll just remove these. Okay, now you could see the status bar, it shows the sketch is fine and there's no issues with it. What I can do is I can simply click on green check and I can exit this now. So now it shows there are again issues with others. The feature sketch 3 has a warning. It is telling about the sketch 3 is ready to somewhere else here in these three, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm just focusing on the first extrude one. So I'll just continue, just ignoring this errors. Okay, and I'll simply close this. Again, it is too much for you people if you are beginner. Now my only question is, we have solved the first error. As I told, we had an error, means or approximate 3 to 4 errors we had, but by solving one error we had fixed almost everything and there is only one error is remaining, right? Well, now what do? Do I need to solve the warning first or error? I recommend you to finish the errors first and then focus on the warning. Okay, now again, if I simply right click on it and go to what's wrong, it is showing me the complete detail of the error. Okay, it shows invalid feature for patterning. Please recreate a feature using geometry pattern option, or make sure that feature is on a single body. In short, there is something wrong with the pattern. This is a called mirror, so it doesn't have any sketches, so it is a feature based approach. Okay, now the issue is with the feature directly. What I need to do here is I can simply take the isometric view and I just need to try to edit this particular feature and see the issue. Now I'm just getting the preview here. Can you see there's a preview which I'm getting it. Now I have selected the right plane and I try to mirror this particular feature and it is not happening. So what are the ways? Now because I need this feature, so now there's an option called geometry pattern. You can just select it and just try to do it. Still it shows no body selected. Let me select this whole body and try to do the same. Still I have the issue. If I take the full preview, it is not happening at all, right? So now how do we solve this? So just right click and I'll just clear the selection. I just want this feature should be patterned this side. Okay, there's an issue here. Still I have the issue. That geometry could not be patterned using geometry. Take the pattern checkbox. Okay, features to mirror. This is the right plane. Exactly, it is right. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll just scroll up to here and see. And if I just go back one step, still I have the issue with this. Okay, let me see what's wrong with this. Edit. The plane used by the sketch is missing. Okay, we have used this particular plane to create this, so it is missing. So instead of solving this particular error, I'll try to fix the warnings, because I'm not exactly sure whether it is related to these warnings. So let me just like neglect this error now. I'll just focus on clearing the warning. So it is telling me to just deal with the plane. Okay, you could see it is telling the plane used by the sketch is missing. In the shots I had used a plane, it is missing now. So in short, I need to deal with the plane. Okay, right click here, and there should be an option to uh, edit the plane. Okay, just select this one, and we have the edit sketch plane. Just select this option. Now you could see there was a plane before, now it is not there. What I'll do is I'll just select this face as a reference itself. So now it's gone, and there is no issues with the sketch. Now you could see there's again a feature which we have created. Let me just go back once, and I could see there is something wrong here. Edit the sketch. Is it really needed? Okay, not sure why this point is here. I can even try to delete these, and there's an issue with the collinear. If I exit it, there should be an issue. Nope, this is fine. Next one is the sketch contains dimensions on relations, which is missing actually now in the shunts. I'll just show you what exactly the issue is. First, let me read this. The sketch contains the dimensions or relations to the model geometry which no longer exists. Means I had used some references to create the sketch. Now it is missing in short. So what we can do is just edit the sketch and see what exactly is missing. I could see there was a coincident relation here. It is not there. So what we can do is we can either simply delete this relation and try to assign the collinear relation or anything else if you want. Okay, let me just define this collinear. I'll exit now. I'll continue. You could see still it has the issue. The plane is missing for this. So I'll again right click and select the edit plane. There was a plane before, it is missing. Now I'll just select this as a reference. Now these two are clear, right? Now I'll just go to the next one. This is the extrude boss. There's no issues with that. And there's an again there are warning with the mirror, but where exactly this mirror is, let me just open this. Means the warning is the feature instances disjoint, does not create it. Okay, so this is somewhere here. But it shouldn't be like this. So what I can do here is let us see the completed feature, how it looks like. You could see this feature is exactly located somewhere here. Now this is here. So what we can do, for this is, let us try to take everything. Now this is fine. Okay, this mirror is related to what I can do currently is I'll just switch here. I'll just open the completed model so that you can have the complete overview to make the proper adjustment. So now we are having the issues with this mirror 1. So what we can do is you can simply slide it up to here. Now I could see this is here. If I just go back one step, this particular feature is somewhere here. So now there's something wrong with this feature. So here. So what I should do is I'll just edit the plane, and this should be the reference for this as far as my understanding. Yeah, now this should be perfect and there's no issues at all, right? Yep. So there was a big issue. So while just giving the reference to the plane, we had unfortunately chose the wrong face instead of this face. So for that there was a big issue with the model. Okay, now I do have the issues with this fillet. What I can do is I can simply hover on it. It shows edge for a fillet chamfer does not found. Means here there was some edges before, now it is missing. In short, it is telling. Okay, I could see this edge is missing. What I can do is I can simply select it again, and here also it is missing. I'll select it again. Yeah, this is also missing. I'll just select this again. Now I'll simply click on green check. This is clear, right? Now the last warning, what exactly tells us is this sketch contains dimensions or relations to the model geometry no longer exist. In the sense, there was something we had referred for the reference, now it is missing. I could see there's a coincidence relation, now it is missing. So what we can do here is I can simply delete this, and we need to assign some relations anyway. So what I'll do is I'll just select this one and this one. I'll assign concentric in short. This is fine, but what about this? This is moving. I can again assign, or what I can do is if I assign equal to this, anyway it is already there. Let us try. Okay, it doesn't work here. I should have the equal radius. So make concentric doesn't work. Make co-radial, it will not work for me. So in this I don't think any relation is going to help me. So the best way to tackle here is just again assign the relation for this one and this point concentric. Yep, and I could see everything as fully defined. I can simply exit this. Now there is no issues with this particular model. So this is how you can just clear the errors with the model. Okay, now let's focus on one more model so that you can have a better understanding on this. We'll take this model, which is editing repairs. It is completed. So let me open this model first, rebuild this. Again, for your information, what I could do is I can even open the completed model so that we can have a close look between these two. Okay, I'm just tiling between these two. Okay, one is tile left and tile right. Okay, let's see what's wrong with this model. Okay, first thing is there a model here? In the graphics I can't see, but there is a model because I could see all the features, but in the graphics area there's no model. In the sense there is something wrong with the features, right? Okay, so let's focus on the errors. So I could see the first error here. It is showing the sketch contains an open counter in chart. Okay, so sketch has the open counters. I need to resolve it. The error is related to the sketch in chart, so you can use the drop down, right click, edit the sketch. Now simply try to run the repair sketch and see if there are any issues. If there is nothing, just leave it. And now if I just zoom in, still there is no issues. So I could see there is an extension here, right? I can simply remove this, and there's no dimension defined for this. What I can do is, let me just approximately measure. It shows 172.90. It might be 173. Let me just assign it at the moment. Just to make sure whether I'm right or not, I can use a shortcut. Hold the control, select these two edges, and automatically it shows the value here. Now the dimension is 172. In short, it should be 172, right? Yep, I'm done with this. Sorry. Okay, show the sketch program using feature, exit the workbench and rebuild anyway. Okay, I'll just rebuild it, continue, no, close it. But still I could see, yeah, there's an issue here. I have the extra line here which is creating the issue. I'll just trim this and green check and exit, close it. Now if I use the isometric view, I could see the model at least, right? So I'll just use the white background. Now there's only one issue with the chamfer on this model, that is edge is again missing in chart. So this is the feature feature based tool. So I just need to only deal with the feature. So it is showing me the edges missing. So I could see edges are fine. This is the one edge, this is the second edge. The fillet is fine. If I simply click on green check, it should work. Yeah, so I hope this is clear, right? How exactly we need to clear the errors in any of the models. So what you just need to do is you need to analyze where the error is, whether it is related to feature or the plane or the sketch, and try to go and deep dive into it and try to resolve it. That's all you should do. Yeah, so this is all about the errors in the model. Let's focus on the design changes now. Okay, so I have one sample model. Okay, you could see this is the one which is which I need to work on it, and this is the one which is already completed. Let me see. I can just style these two here. Yeah, so what is the difference? So can we identify first? First thing is, I could see here we have some kind of boss. Now it is not here, right? And second thing is, if I rotate the model, I don't have any feature here. It has extra extrusion. These are there. So now what we should do, what we can do first now is just fix the first issue. This is the one, and even this one. So what you need to do first is just go through all the features one by one. If I see the first feature, this is perfectly fine, there's no issues with this. And if I try to go with the next one, these two are perfectly fine, because to create this also we might have used the same. If I see the fillet, there's also no issues with this, because this is also mandatory and it won't impact the issue which I'm having it currently. Next one is the cutout. Okay, this is the cutout which is exactly here, and I would recommend to have this here because there's no issues to keep it here. Now next one is circular pattern I had used, right? So up to here I could see there is no issues at all, in short, right? Now next, if I use the shell, I could see this feature is also getting created. So what best we can do now? So think properly. Now if I just go back one step here and assume if I create a shell here, what it does, it will try to also create the offset for this, right? In short, shell thickness. So what is the best way to tackle this? So I should not have any of the holes here first. So what we can do, we can just slide slightly up, and now if I create the shell feature, it will only create the shell for these features. Am I right? And then later if I create the holes, then I won't be having the features or the shell thickness capture for that. So what do we do now in this? I just need to create the shell feature here directly, right? So let's do that. So what I'll do is I'll simply drag up to here. Instead of recreating this shell, I'll drag and drop it just below this. Now you could see if I just rotate this, the first issue is resolved for me. Okay, there's no issues. Now if I just create extrude here, I have the hole, but I need the pocket like this. What do we do to attain this? So very important thing is, if I drag this, or if you try to edit this, you could see it is just a cutout. Now if I just go here and skip it, and if I try to create that feature, they won't be a full cavity, right? It will be a shape like this. Am I right? Even though if I just keep it here, there's a fillet, and here also if I create that particular cutout, they won't be a direct hole as it is now, right? So what I need to do is I need to create one particular cutout here, so that shell feature can recognize this cavity, so that it can assign the thickness for this. So what we can do is, instead of recreating, just drag and drop it here. Let's see. Okay, now you could see I simply dragged and drop it here. Now if I just go back here, as I said, the feature is created already, right? And then we have the shell. Now the thing is, if I create a shell now, it will capture the corners, right? So now what I can do is I can apply the fillet here directly. What would be the fillet? If I just select here, it shows me the fillet value. It is exactly radius 2. I can do the same. I can just select this one and just click on fillet, apply the fillet radius 2, and then just select the bottom edge. Now click on green shine. I could say this is a complete kind of solid, and if I now apply the shell, it will apply the shell features for these chamfers too, and it can be easily captured, right? This is what we needed, and we have it. Once I'm done with that, I can have the extrude cut, and then I can pattern them. In short, if I just simply try to change some of the features, interchange as per the logic will help you a lot, instead of creating these all the features again. So very important thing. Yeah, so I think these are the very important things you need to remember while designing any of the components. Yeah, because you might do the mistakes every time. You might have these all the errors, and the sometimes due to btvs, or in your particular any of the industries, if you're working that time, the customer might need some modifications. That time you need to make the design changes, right? So that time, instead of trying to delete these all the features, better try to just rearrange them or try to play around what best we can do to just retain these features and try to just interchange and make it possible. Yeah. So this is what the outcome of these particular lesson: editing, changes and design repairs. Yeah. Now we'll focus on revolve and sweep features. Okay. Let me do one thing. I'll just simply close these again, so I can just open the model. This is the clip and this is revolve feature. Let us see. We'll try to first create the revolve feature, and this is the example which we have it. Okay, you could see we have one particular circular section. It's a kind of a driving wheel, right? Handle. How do we create this in chart? So if you practically think, what should be the approach to tackle it? I could see these are the kind of circular sections, but I'm not sure whether these are circles or not. Let us see. First we can draw this big one, and then we can draw the hub, and then we can just create this feature, right? So what I will do is I'll just style it up here, and I'll open new part template, and I can just style it towards the right, and let's focus on the dimensions. I could see the first feature which he has created is this one, that is having this particular round, and the second feature is this one. In short, this is a kind of circle, diameter 25, and this is the rectangle of diameter, again 25 in short. So what I can do is, instead of creating separately these two, I can create it in one click also, right? Let's do that. Just select the front view, just click on the sketch, just create this rough sketch, start with this. Yeah, so I do need one reference line, and I can make it for construction. Why? Because I need to assign the dimension between these two, and if I just try to use the shift here, hold, just select this one. Let's see, if I just move towards this, it is giving me the diameter value. This is important. This is giving me the radius value. So I would like to have the radius or diameter. So let's say I would like to have the diameter. Just click here and just enter value. This is 50. The height he has mentioned, take the height, it's exactly 45. I'll consider it as it is, right? There's no issues. So if I try to measure this one, it shows 25. It's too much, in since it should be 25 in short, right? Now it is 12.5. Perfect. Now same manner, I'd like to draw this. It's just a diameter. I just need a circle. Circle should be somewhere at this region here. Let me do it. And diameter is 25. I'll just mention it. And then I have the distance from here to, hold the shift and this one, sorry, control Z. I need to define the dimension. So from this center, hold the shift and select this one, it is 170 exactly. So if you select the shift and try to drag towards this, you can assign the diameter. If you just move towards this, that should be a radius value in short for your information. Yeah. Now I could see this is exactly 25, but still I could see there is something wrong with the sketch. Let us see. It's fine, diameter is mentioned, okay, but I should need to know the distance, which is anyway it is not here. So what I can do is I can just measure it from here to here. There should be a certain distance, 51. I'll just try to assign it here. Okay, from here to here. The dimension is 51. Yeah, the sketch is ready. You can exit this. Now I would like to rotate the sketch in short. So what I can do here is I can just go to features. There's a revolved boss feature. Just select this and just you need to define the sketch. Revolve sketch. Yeah, you could say automatically it has taken the center axis because it has the axis and 360 rotation which I needed. Just click on green check. Now this portion is ready. Now I would like to create this feature. How do we create it? What exactly it's been done here is you could see he has created a Spock. So for that he might have referred an axis. So let me see. Yeah, so he has the sketch 4 and sketch 3 into account. Let me just see. Yeah, if I just double click on this, it shows the dimensions here. The first and foremost thing is here it has the diameter, it's a circle. Okay, now he has the sketch here. Could see the sketch. He has started from the center here, and here also he has referred something, and then he has given these dimensions. Let's try to do that. What I'll do is I'll just try to refer the sketch. I'll just show the sketch. I can refer, these are the references. I can use the front plane again. Yeah, then I can draw the rough sketch here. So I'll start with the center. I'll take this as a reference, and I'll again draw one more line somewhere from here to here. This is done. I have the radius 29. In the sense I will simply also draw two circles so that it should be tangent to this, and one more should be tangent to this. Here I think there are two circles which are tangent to each other. I can even do the same. So this one and this one tangent to each other. Hold the control, select these two and make it tangent. Now this should be a bit smaller. I'll just try to reduce the size, and now it should be fine. I need to assign the dimension. There should be 29 radius, so I can just take it as 29 into 2, and here also it should be the same. These two are fine somewhere, and the issue is I could see it is not fully defined. So this sketch is fully defined, but here I need to assign the height. So what I'll do is I'll just select this one and this edge, and I'll define the value as 27 as it has it here. Now still this is underdefined. What should be reason? What should be the reason? Because from here to here there's a relation dimension which has been given, so which is exactly 55. Now I think it seems good. I just need to do the trimming operations. This and this should be, sorry, control Z, this and this should be actually gone. If I do that, it is trimming. So because it is not extended properly here, what you can do is you can use the extend, and you can just try to extend it up to here, and now you try trimming it. It's gone. Now here extra extension is coming. You can just remove it like this. Now this looks perfectly fine. You can just exit the workbench. Now instead of going and creating one more circle here, best option here, directly go to sweep tool, and in the sweep only you have the circular profile. You just need to define the diameter of it. So what I'll do is I'll just define as 14 as the diameter, profile as this, and if I simply click on grain check, that will be created in chart, right? Now the next step is I just need to pattern it. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead with the circular pattern which we had covered before. You can refer any of the circular section, and I can just define the values how much I want. Equal spacing of 3. The feature should be this one, green check. That's all. You can just hide the sketch, and remaining things you can easily do by yourself. That is applying the chamfer or fillet is radius 3 here. Here also it is 3, everywhere it is 3. What I can do is I can simply select this edge and I'll assign the radius 3 here and also here. You can just switch. I would like to have these all, right? And even this one, green check. Yeah. In short, this is how we can create the revolve and sweep features, right? I hope it is clear and it might be easy for you to understand how exactly we can create it. So one more important thing is I would like to take you through this example, that is creating the pin. So let me just close this one and this one too. Let's try to create the clip. Okay, can simply tile it up this side. I'll go with the new part as a template, simply tile it left, and now I would just want to refer the sketch. I could see what exactly he has done is he has created a circle at the center. I'll just start with the same. So take a circle, see for circle, dimension. I think here it is quite difficult to measure. Let me just do it like this at the moment. I am not sure how much is this. I'll again start with this point. He has drawn it like this. Then again from here to here I would like to have the arc. I'll take it like this, and again from here to here, then again should be an arc. Just hover on this and try to move it like this, and then have it up to here. Now let's define the dimensions. Start with the dimension from this one to this. He has the dimension. So if I assign a less value, it might even disrupt everything. So let me keep it as it is. And then he has assigned the dimension for this one. So this I can assign it directly. It's 10. Right? And then he has also assigned the dimension for the gap between these two is 1.50. In short, I can take that also. This is perfect. And there is an issue. One more line should be here. I can draw it right away quickly from here to here, and then I'll assign the dimension for from this to this. It's again 1.5. Yeah, now it seems fine, everything. I can just try to change the dimension now, dimension to 30, and see what exactly will happen. It's completely collapsed. I cannot do that. So what best I can do is to reduce the radius of it, and simply you define the radius for this might help me. Let us do that. It's 3.5. That's clear, and this complete dimension should be 30. That is also clear, and I could see this extension is coming in the sense I should have the relation between this and this should be not coincident. Control Z should be vertical. Perfect, right? I could say everything is fine. I can simply drag and drop these dimensions. They're not going to anyway impact me. Only issue is this one. So what should be this? You can simply drag and see. It's not exactly at the center, so better drag and drop it here. It shows this issue with the sketch. What we'll try to do is I'll just click on this. I'll use the manual diagnostics. mm, there's a coincident relation, I might need it. Diagnose, tangent is applied, it should be needed. Second one is distance, I can accept this, and green check. Yeah, so now only thing is this one I need to trim. I'll just remove this. I think this looks fine. So once you're done with this, you can simply exit the sketch and just see the diameter of this as exactly 1. So I'll do the same. I can just go to sweep here. I would like to go with the circular, and I'll define 1 mm as the diameter. I'll just select the sketch and click OK. In short, your clip is ready, right? It's pretty easy, but you need to remember the dimensions. But yeah, so it is just to tell you how we can use this particular feature. Yeah, there's one more option inside, as I told you. So you can just go ahead with the this option. You can just select the sketch based feature. You just need to define the sketch. You can even define the guided curves, and you can even use this advanced option, but right now it is not needed. While covering the advanced surfacing, that time I could able to take you through this particular option, but as of now this is perfectly fine. Yeah, so I think let me just see the timing. Yep, as per the timing this is perfectly fine. So in the today's session we had covered the editing repairs, which is very important, and the design changes, which is also very important. And then we had seen the sweep and revolve features, how exactly we can utilize to create a particular designs. Yeah, well, I would like to conclude this particular session with this information, and in the coming up sessions I would like to come up with new things. I might even take the configuration into account and try to explain in depth. Well, that's all about the session. Thank you for attending. See you in the next webinar.